Actually, Tesla in the pre-market has been trending, marginally higher, so that's been decent. Um, and there are others as well that I was looking at that are, sort of green. If you look at my screen, some of the stuff that I'm tracking here, you can see we've got a mix between green and red. Bitcoin actually seems to be, what are Bitcoin prices this morning? Bitcoin prices are, yeah, well, not that great. 83.9 it looks like right now. Slight increase overnight from around 82, which is where we were hanging out at the end of the day yesterday. So yeah, slightly better, but nothing crazy. So we're gonna have to see what's where the opportunity is today. If I look at the gappers list, we got to call that up. Go to tradingterminal.com, bring up my scanners. You can see right here on the gappers list. Let me just bring this in here. We only have a couple things, starting with this MLGO. I was talking about this yesterday. MLGO has been a real surprise to me because I thought it would be done and dusted by now, like that we would not be talking about it anymore. It started moving when back on the 24th, so a little over a week ago. And yeah, look at the constant movement. $30 now, up from where it started around $2 or $3. I'm impressed. I gotta say, I'm impressed. Have not traded it, but just impressed on its continuing movement here. So it's actually looking decent this morning. I don't see any specific news. It doesn't seem like it needs any news at this point. It is just moving on its own. Almost. I guess it's become the new meme stock. I don't know. What's up with microalgo? It's I mean, what's big with hologram cloud? And the creepy hand. See, everybody likes to play with the creepy hand. Yeah. Did we get YouTube sound on YouTube yet? Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good. Uh, all right. So that's good to hear. The creepy hand. Yes, indeed. All right. So, yeah, so microalgo still in play. Guys, like it's sort of a weird one for me to consider playing in these, sketchy times. But the fact that it keeps moving, what did it do yesterday? Was anybody watching it yesterday? Let me check here on the price action. Yeah, see, it doesn't look good. Not a bad movement off the open, it looks like. So potential opportunity on microalgo, I guess, if you want to play it. But we'll have to see what it does this morning. But yeah, I would definitely put that one on my in play list because it just keeps moving. All right, looking at the gappers, I have CSAI. It's also moving here. What is this? Cloud of structure. Never heard of this thing. Cloud of structure. Hold on, and I've got to get my stuff going. All right. What is happening with cloud structure? CSAI. Earnings? Do they have earnings after the close? I guess. Reported 2024 year-end results. Cloud structure. All right. Sure. I guess that seems to be it. Look how weird this chart is. Clearly, it was in play a little while back because it had some movement higher. Looks like it's a recent IPO too. Because I don't have any data going back before February. So, but yeah, it's been pretty flat compared to where it started from. Got to be disappointed if you IPO'd this thing. It looks like it IPO'd around 40, 45, $50, and has really fallen off now that it's sitting as a $5 stock. So yeah, I don't like it. If you're looking to play this on earnings, doesn't even look that great pre-market. So interesting one that's on the gappers list this morning is XPEV, and we haven't seen this for a while. Pre-market action does not look good Uh, see if there's any news on this one that we can. Looks like they had a increase in sales. They announced Q1 sales numbers, and they beat their number. They were expected to deliver about 30,000 vehicles. They managed to deliver 33,205 smart EVs. So looks like that's good. Oh, that's in the month of March. Sorry. And then for the first quarter, they delivered 94,008, which it's interesting how they're ramping up production. This number says that that's a 331% increase over last year, so that's pretty significant as they've driven their growth. It's a shame that it's not trading better because really the pre-market volume is not as good as I'd like to see on XBEV, but they did have news, so I guess you could consider it, but it's not my favorite, to be honest, at this point. If I'm going to trade EVs, I'll just stick with the granddaddy Tesla, right? Because at least we know it can get the volume and can move steadily. What else have I got? I've got Ion Q on my list today. It's back, baby. Ion Q. Pre-market action doesn't look all that great. Volume's relatively low. Um, so I'm not sure that it's going to be in play. You guys heard me say this yesterday. The I really think we need to stick to the main offerings, right? Really top tier stuff. Just while we're waiting for this tariff announcement. Again, this market is going to be skittish. I mean, yesterday. Yesterday most were surprised, right, by the fact that we opened down. We all know that, but then while it gave us that false belief, I guess, that we were going to drop yesterday off the open. We had this sort of steady climb, slow, steady climb all day yesterday on a lot of stuff. Apple was a good example. It was just very sort of, lean move higher. Not much you could trade on that, at least not for me. Right, there really wasn't much I could do. Tesla moved a little bit better, but even that wasn't great. And then Nvidia, which is the other one that I go to me was just a terrible trader. Like there was nothing going on until late in the afternoon, around 2 o'clock, when you finally got to move. But who was around to be there to catch that? If you were, then great. But Harvey, is that why you're saying that the quarterly rebalancing hedge funds were buying a lot? I'm not sure. Well, I mean, it could have been. I don't see a lot of increased volume, frankly. So I don't know that they were buying a lot in their rebalancing efforts. I mean, could very well have been that that's what caused the increase as they were doing that. Again, I think hedge funds also are going to be very, very cautious in moving their portfolios around too much in advance because it depends on what the tariffs are on, right? Like it depends on who they're against exactly and what they're on. The administration has a history of being unpredictable, and as such, who knows, right? Like if they decide to tackle a specific industry or sector, that could have a greater impact in one space or another. So I understand that market caution. It's unlikely that big moves are going to be made before the tariff information comes out. Um, all right, so let's go back to our gappers list. What else we've got going on here? I see a QBTS is also on the list. It looks like some of the quantum stocks getting a little move this morning. 1.3 million shares on QBTS, up 3%. That's uh, decent for it. I don't. Let me just dig in here on the pre-market action. Yeah, I don't really love the pre-market on QBTS. Doesn't look that special to me. And oddly, GameStop is back on the list. Here's GameStop not moving with as much volume as I would want for it to be in play. It's also one that's hung on for the last few days when I honestly thought it would disappear pretty quickly. Now, last time I was looking at it, it was they had gone and taken advantage, issued some more shares. Um, there's a bunch of news articles on it, but is there anything relevant to the actual stock? I don't really see. I don't really see anything interesting, to be honest. So Just trying to read through some articles here. Yeah, I don't see anything interesting. I don't know. GameStop, guys, never been one of my favorite trading stocks. I don't like the way it moves. And while it did, sort of catch our attention over the last week, I don't think it's something that's in play. So, all right. So that's pretty much all I have on the gap up list. If we look at the gap down, I only have one thing, and it's a little bit of a surprise for me, which is Johnson and Johnson. J&J is not a ticker that we normally look at, especially not pre-market. Barely got enough volume to get on our list here at 380,000 shares traded. However, tells me that there's got to be some news for it to be gapping down. Oh yes, look, they had news. Oh, this remember the old talc settlement, the baby powder? This is like this is Okay, so it looks like so I remember this story now. Johnson and Johnson tried to play this story that the division that sold baby powder was in bankruptcy, and therefore they didn't have money to pay the $10 billion settlement. So they basically isolated that product line in a division that they then declared bankrupt, and then tried to go to court and say, "See, this part is bankrupt. You can't touch the rest of us." Looks like a judge perhaps rightly so. I guess I shouldn't pass judgment on it, but the judge decided, no, that's not going to fly. So, that makes sense now why Johnson and Johnson is gapping down. They're going to be held accountable for how, I mean, whether it ends up 10 or 9 or billion or whatever the number is. Um, that is problematic for them because there's many lawsuits, of course. Once people know you can access the deep pockets of the full corporation, oh, here they come, right? So they're going to come on the out of the woodwork. So, and perhaps rightly so. I mean, it seems like there was a lot of issues with it, but I you know I don't know. I never used baby powder on my kids, so uh, anyways. It was a staple of child care for a very long period of time, wasn't it? So, look, Johnson& and Johnson could be in play today. Um, Look, that type of news is something that can take it down. I'm looking here, and it is a NYSE stock, which means it trades in the New York Stock Exchange. So, it makes sense that we don't have a lot of volume at just the 400,000 shares that we now have. But that'll climb as we get towards the open. And if you're going to be patient, you can wait for the open price action and just wait for that volume to come in and see what goes. I would actually probably put Johnson and Johnson on my list. That's sort of enough news, strong enough news that for me it would put it in play. Um, the What else we got? Well, that's it for my list. I've already mentioned some of the other stuff that I always just watch. Tesla looks like it's in play today again. A little bit bucking the trend, but the market's down a little bit. Tesla's up a point and a half, 1.5%. So I think that's worth keeping an eye on. I do like, of course, Net Nvidia. I think, well, I'm anticipating potentially that they're going to be a beneficiary of some of these tariffs, but or at least perceptively so. But moving very slowly. This pre-market actually, look how flat this is. I mean, this looks, yeah, deadly flat and very much inside the old tinfoil line, that 8 a.m. candle. So yeah, maybe it's not a good day for an Nvidia. Uh, the AMD's got like really low volume for average, much below what you would normally see, as does Apple, actually pretty low volume. So, yeah, it might be a lean day here. Again, yesterday was relatively quiet. Today could be even worse. So I'm certainly not going to force anything. I'm hoping to get some trades in. Yesterday I was not trading because we were helping everybody in the room as we closed out the third day of our conference in Vancouver. And what a great conference it was. For those that attended, thank you for taking the time to visit with us in Vancouver. If you're still here, then I hope you have a safe travel home. If you already got back, then hopefully you valued the opportunity as much as we loved having you here. So it was great though, like really cool. The TEDx on the Saturday was dynamic and very active, and then a lot of educational material that we shared over Sunday, and then of course yesterday on Monday. So very, very good conference, and everybody's like, "How the heck are you possibly going to top it for next year?" And we have no idea. So, but you know what? The team's going to be taking a break, and they'll figure that out later. But in the meantime, yeah, we'll get on with our regular trading in the room. So apologies to everybody who is watching on YouTube. And yes, we did have a delay getting started here. We'll be back to regular business as usual on Wednesday here tomorrow. So that's our anticipation, anyways. Carlos is heading back this afternoon, so as long as his flight doesn't get delayed, he'll be able to whip us back into shape with all of our regular configuration and setup. So he was hoping to be on the show here this morning. He's here, like I was showing you guys earlier. There he is. He's way over there. It's just it's harder for him to get on. You can't dial into like the room and. Yeah. Oh, I see. It'll mess everything up. All right. So he's here. He's just he's managing the tech in the background. So all right, Kevin saying one of the best experiences he's had. Fantastic. Justin, the 10x, to my understanding, no, they're not going online, and it's more to do with licensing. TED has very specific licensing requirements, so we can't just make them fully available. But you know what? Honestly, Mike and Andrew and the team who are running it are best placed to answer it. I can't say for 100%. He's the guy behind the guy, indeed. So. All right. Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad that you were there. Yeah, it was so cool. It was so cool having everybody there, and everybody's saying the one thing that we did try and do years ago, Carlos. I don't know if you remember this, but the one thing we tried to do years ago was get everybody's like room, uh, uh, whatever your room name is on their tag. Yeah, because we're like, it's great to meet Bob, but we're like, Bob, who are you in the room? And he's like, I'm like Trader Guy 12, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know you, yeah. So because that's how we know you guys, right? You guys know us, by face and voice, but that's how we find you guys all the time. So, anyways, it was we'll have to figure out how we do that maybe for a future conference. So. But a lot of new people, a lot of people who are just kicking the tires, seeing what it's like perhaps to be part of the community. Hopefully, it was something that you enjoyed enough that you said, you know what, I can hang out more with these people because we had a really great time. So, and so many great people coming up and having good conversations, and it was a lot of fun. So, dad jokes, yeah, you guys. If if you were not there, I was. It's funny because in the script we actually had an event producer and gave us sort of an overall script, and I was emceeing with Mike and Megan, and for whatever reason I was tagged. Well, I guess it's not that unknown why I was tagged for it because I do like my dad jokes. But in the script, he's like, insert joke here, insert joke here, insert joke here. So I'm like, sure, I will. So every time I inserted a joke. So it was a great weekend for me. I got to tell dad jokes all weekend. It was great. Um, all right, guys. So, looking at across the markets again, keep in mind on the economic calendar, we do have 10 a.m., a whole bunch of numbers coming out. The key one is the JOLTS job numbers. We do have, though, like I mentioned, a couple other things. We do have the construction spending that's also coming out. We have the ISM manufacturing, but again, the JOLTS job openings I expect to be the big market mover. So, if the other numbers come out in line, but the JOLTS is off, then that's what's going to have the biggest market impact. So be aware of that if you're trading. There is a 945 number, the U.S. manufacturing PMI. Probably not a big market impact one, but we'll find out together. For this morning, well, like we said, fairly light gappers list so far. Not really a surprise, like I said, with the markets moving sideways a little bit. So the only two I took off of it that I might potentially want to look at is Johnson and Johnson, which was gapping down early based on the news that a judge rejected their bankruptcy claim in the talc case. And MLGO, which I'm still surprised is moving, but it is. So up another 27%. That's craziness. Um, So yeah, and with 4 million shares traded, it is absolutely in play. I mean, no arguing there. So there you go. That's what we've got on the list. That's what I'll be watching is Johnson Johnson, MLGO. Why not? I'm going to keep an eye on Tesla for sure and Nvidia. That's probably enough for me on a travel platform. I wouldn't be able to look at more than that anyway. So those are my top picks for this morning. How about in the chat room or on YouTube? What are you guys looking at? Anything else that you think we should put an eye to? Um, just looking here. What else we got? CELH. This is Celsius? Is this Celsius Holdings? That's the drink. Why are you? I don't really. It's only got 150,000 shares. I don't. I mean, it might be a good swing trade, but I don't really see it as a day trade, Mister David. Who's I see you're mentioning it, but not one that I'd probably take a look at. You guys are mentioning some weird tickers, or at least some unfamiliar tickers for me. NMAX. What is this one? Newsmax. This this thing just IPO? I only see like 2 days worth of data here. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. There's 2 days worth of data. I can't tell anything about it. So I don't know. Newsmax. If you're if you watched it yesterday, let's see. What did it do yesterday on its first day? Actually, it looks like it moved fairly decently. Looks like it came opened around 11 or so.
Today's actually a really exciting day because we got to unfold one of these units right in front of a crowd of people full of nonprofit organizations, large donors around the Oklahoma City area. Everybody's pretty excited about what we're putting out here.
It's down 15 cents on the day. So pretty easy for all of that. As we head towards this open, guys, again, I think it's going to be a quiet day. I really do. So I think that you should be very cautious out there. Do not force anything. We were doing live trading in the room yesterday. I was going around looking at different people's setups and the trades that they were taking, and there were some that managed to get the moves. Like I said, when we were watching Tesla off the open, you guys all saw, if you were with us yesterday, all saw Andrew trying to trade this. And I mean, he eventually got it to work for him, but first couple of trades were rough as it certainly did this harsh pullback. Looked like it was going to drop further. Brian actually traded this quite well. He got this initial drop. I think then he jumped in again for another short here, but clearly it set this very early double bottom and then moved higher. So Andrew was willing to jump on the long and take advantage of that. So he sort of made his money back because he tried to go long at the open and he tried to go long the first time it tested the VWAP. So neither one of those worked. And then, but third one's the charm. The Andrew magic, right? He'll always figure it out. So off he went to the races. If you caught that as well, then good for you. But a lot of other people I was looking at in the room just said, you know what? I'm sitting on the sidelines and chose not to take the big trades. So whatever you do today, like I said, be careful. Uh, Gary L. Yeah. Well, I've been saying that too. I have to admit, PLTR is replacing AMD for me in my list. I mean, AMD got bumped a rank by NVIDIA because NVIDIA has been trading significantly better than AMD has over the last several months. And now I think AMD is getting bumped another rank down, and PLTR is moving up the list. It's surprising to me the consistent volume it gets, but it does. So, I don't argue with these things. It's if that's the stock that's going to get volume, then that's what we'll watch. Um, What else we got? I mentioned the Bitcoin prices already. Yeah, I said it's pretty quiet. It is pretty quiet. For those of you that are asking about the gappers list, here, I'll bring it back. One second. Again, I'm dealing with a smaller screen setup today. Here's our gappers list brought to us by tradingterminal.com. This is what I'm looking at. We sort of went through the stuff on the gappers. The only thing I see on the gap down list is UMC. What is UMC? United Microelectronics Corporation. Wow. It did nothing till it jumped yesterday. This UMC. This feels like it's just probably pulling back after that big move that it made yesterday, sort of midday on UMC. Let's see if there's any news on this. Well, don't even know this thing. UMC, United Micro, got a bunch of downgrades earlier this year. It looks like they partnered with a company to do some fab manufacturing in Singapore. They've got a partnership for a new product in Japan. So okay, I get why they moved. It looks like they are making some news yesterday, but yeah, doesn't look great. It is a NYSE stock too, so doesn't look great. All right, you guys are watching NMAX. NMAX moving now. Let's see. Yeah, it is on the move at the moment. Wow, $100 IPO'd stock. Maybe we'll actually have a decent IPO out of it. That would be good. It's been a while since we've had some really good IPOs. I used to watch them all the time because you would get good trading opportunities off of IPOs, almost every day. And those days seem to be well behind us. But this one did IPO fairly decent. Looks like the volume was a little spotty as when it opened yesterday, and then sort of settled in the afternoon. So, especially being that this thing looks like it IPO'd somewhere around $15. Now it's sitting at 124 here on day two. So good opening day for it. Might be worth watching if you don't mind it. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a low float. Do I have enough data to be able to tell you that? Hold on here. Uh, but you're going to have to treat it like a low float. No matter what the volume actually is, you're going to need to treat it like a low float because it's going to trade like one. Anything that moved from 20 to $110 is absolutely going to trade that way. So let's see if I've got NMAX on here. Hmm, News Max. Share volume, 23 million it looks like. So if with about 23 million in the float, then it does qualify as a low float. So yeah, so good to be cautious on it. Looks like there's some potential opportunity. But it is it's a new offering on the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange. So yeah, wait for that volume, as I always say, even on an IPO. So yeah, whatever you choose to do. All right, guys. In the chat room today, we have our slate of activities. We're going to try and get back to normal a little bit as we're moving back into our regular schedule, and all of our moderators are winging their way home after being here in Vancouver. Tonight, Thor should be back to do his R4S4 Extreme Reversal strategy webinar. Oh, okay. All right. Good to know. So, may not have heard that in the background. Carlos had some information. So, the strategy webinar for tonight, which is normally at 8 p.m. for all of our elite members, is going to be moved to Thursday. So he'll do that on his instead of the mentorship time that he's got. So Thursday, 8 p.m. If you want to see Thor's extreme reversal on the R4S4 signals, then that will be Thursday because he is traveling today. So keep that in mind. So going to be, I said, we're trying to get back to normal, but not quite yet, as that webinar has been moved. Don't forget, like I was mentioning, if you want information on the markets, tradingterminal.com is the place to go to get that information. And if you wanted to join us, well, we still have, stuff happening. So Bear Bull Traders, the chat room's always open. Hopefully you guys, I got to give Jared a shout out. He has been entertaining and supporting you guys for the last couple of days. Every time I think I logged into the room just to check up on things, he was there answering questions and giving people support. So deeply appreciate that, Jared. Thank you so much for all that you did. Unfortunately, he was unable to make it to Vancouver with us, but he kept the home fires burning, so to speak. So thank you for that, Jared. All right. I don't know what the schedule is going to be this morning. I have to assume that we're in the chat room here. We're going to get Brian and Andrew to log in for some live trading. Let me just call up my app because I want to show you guys. The way I say, I assume so. Last night we were last night we were at Andrew's place, and you can see I got to sit on the big red sofa. So we were taking pictures of everybody as they were hanging out. All the shoes sitting at Andrew's front door. See that? And that was Avi during my presentation. Fine, dude, if that's how you felt. Anyways, it was a great night, great party. There's what, by the way, you ever wonder what Andrew's place sort of looks like? Right? When you guys see it, because we see it. I don't know if you guys can see over in the corner here. That's his setup. So you guys would be looking out that window behind him towards the bay. You can see that it was in the corner there, so we were all hanging out in the kitchen. So it was a great opportunity. That was our sort of team after party for us to just unwind after all the work that we put into the live event that happened in Vancouver. So thank you, Andrew, for hosting and for putting on the big show. It was sort of cool. It's good to get that perspective, isn't it, Steve? So for the VIPs that had joined us, well, I mean, they were this. A number of them were there yesterday at Andrew's place and had the opportunity to visit earlier last week. I think on Thursday they were over, so or Thursday or Friday. I don't even know which day. Yeah, it was good. It was a good event, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of great venue here, by the way, at the Paradox Hotel. So a lot of fun overall. Just nothing to complain about. So, anyways, I was pointing out the party largely because I don't know how long it went. Frankly, I left because I was exhausted. So I left relatively early, and imagine that Andrew stayed up later. So hopefully he'll be in shape to come and trade with you guys today. I did leave Brian there as well. Brian was just getting there when I was leaving. So, party animal. And we'll see how he's doing this morning. He's usually pretty reliable, though, always up no matter what. So, um, all right, guys, about 15 minutes to the market open. We are slowly moving our way towards this day before this April Fool's Day, the day before the big tariff announcement. So again, I'm expecting things to be relatively quiet as the big money sits on the sidelines, just waiting to see what announcements are going to come out of the White House. What do these tariffs look like? What is going to be the market impact? It's tough. It's tough for these markets to sort of decipher all this and position themselves appropriately. So we could see a lot of movement, a lot more volume tomorrow than we do today. Um, yeah, Whale saying can't find anything he loves. I don't blame you. I think it's going to be a quieter day. Like I said, my list: Tesla and Nvidia from my standard list, Johnson and Johnson and MLGO off of my main list. So we will see how that goes. Um, but I'm not going to force anything. Like if I don't see a trade, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to just happily sit on the sidelines. So I am traveling as well, which means my trading, I'm always cautious, but it even gets more cautious when I'm on the road because, last thing I want is to have a trade, go south on me and get myself stuck in a position that I then have to worry about figuring out, right? How do I unwind this thing? So I'll be taking it very, very easy today. Our moderators are starting to get their lists in. Oh, look at that. It's good to see Mike up. He's as usual got stuff in the room. I see Sean's got his list and data in there for everybody in the chat room, and I expect a couple of our mods. We still have a number that are traveling. Well, I guess like Carlos and I. So, but we've got not everybody available today to get their lists in, so you may not find as much information, but pick your own targets, whatever you choose to watch, and just be cautious with it, like I keep saying. So, all right, guys, quiet morning. What else we got to talk about? I think it's going to be an easy day. Now, because of the way we are streaming this, we're gonna have to find out when Brian and Andrew joins what's going to happen with that and restreaming our chat room, frankly, into YouTube. So on YouTube, uh, stick with us here. We'll see what happens at the open, but we're gonna have to leave that up to those that are here because once they join, I'll be dropping off and leave it to them as they do their training. Hmm. Thanks. Carlos in the background that he's going to text Andrew. We still have a number of our members, by the way, that are continuing the adventure here in Vancouver. I was getting lots of pressure yesterday. Say, why aren't you coming skiing with us? Come skiing. A number of them had or decided they were going skiing. Avi decided to step in as coordinator. Apparently, he's got a party bus that's going to be taking everybody from Vancouver up to Whistler, and they're going to be partying there. So, party isn't over. If you're, it's not too late if you want to join them. I don't know what time the party bus leaves or from where, but you can either jump on that, or I'm sure you can find some of our people to connect with and figure out the logistics. So yeah, I'm sure they're going to have a blast. So Whistler will probably never be the same again. If you guys have spent any time hanging out with Avi or Nathan is going to be there, and there's a whole crew of people going up. It is going to be it's going to be an adventure. Let me tell you that. Andrew said he was going to go tomorrow, so if he joins them, he was getting mad at me because I was saying, "Can you ski? Are you a skier?" He's like, why are you always throwing shade at me? Why are you always picking on me? I'm like, I didn't mean to pick on you. I just don't picture you as a skier. He did remind me, though, he did do this massive backcountry skiing event. Remember when he skied through like the French Alps? And I'd forgotten about that. I have to admit, he's done so many of these things. But I don't know. I still don't picture him as a downhill skier. That was more cross country, or yeah, I guess cross country type skiing or backcountry skiing, which is a slightly different skill. But I suppose if you can do that, there's no reason why you can't downhill. But um, so, well, he apparently he is a skier. He's skied many times, so it's just, but certainly not recently, not at home. But he's a snowboarder. Yeah, that makes sense. Avi was at the conference. Always a character, by the way. You guys, if you've never hung out with him, he's just a lot of fun. But you always know where to find Avi. If there's a hot tub nearby, that's where he is. That's just the way it works. You don't have to look much further. uh, Always entertaining.
Right.
All right, I'm keeping an eye on this stuff just to see if we get any sudden movement, anything starts to take off. Still pretty quiet. Actually Johnson is moving up. as we get closer to this open. So a little bit more
News
price
tonight.
movement there.
Oh,
And
crap.
yeah,
GRI.
an IPO.
Wow.
NMAX, you guys are watching. Yeah, looks like it's
GRI,
tapering off here
baby.
a little bit. Tesla just moving sideways. Nvidia probably still just moving sideways. Yeah.
Okay.
Johnson
Okay.
Johnson could be interesting. I don't like the fact that it's sitting above the VWAP. Unfortunately, my Rising Devil type trade is not setting up. This would have. This is now setting up more like a lead balloon. If I was thinking it would drop, it's above the VWAP, and it would have to drop from there. I don't trade those trades anymore. I still can't remember the name. We had the Rising Devil, Fallen Angels. What I trade all the time, which is just my name, our names for this specific trade setup. But then we've got the inverse of them, which is again the lead balloon. And what the heck is the other one?
That balloon, the Phoenix.
Like completely escapes me.
Phoenix.
Clearly, it's not a setup I've been using for the last little
Peter
while.
is not listening.
Um, in
A
any event,
lead balloon.
we'll see where Johnson and Johnson. I
Indeed.
cannot, but I have the room muted. So one sec. Now I might be able to hear him.
There you go. There you go. Can you
Let's
hear
do
me
this.
now?
I can, sir.
Okay. Yeah, one of the other ones was the Phoenix, the lead
Ah,
balloon,
the
rising
Phoenix.
devil.
The Rising Phoenix. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's the one that's gapping down but trading above the VWAP.
Right. Right. Okay, so that would be Johnson and Johnson then.
Yes. Don't see those very often.
No. No. Well, I mean, you shouldn't
So
see a phoenix very often. Is is it just me, Brian, or is your voice sounding a little rough? Did you party the night away?
it's the last 3 days of you just it's unbelievable how much you'd end up talking to people.
That is true. Lots of
So
talking.
yeah, so it's yeah, the voice ends up suffering a little bit,
All right. Well.
but it's worth it. It
Oh yeah.
was a ton of fun and great to uh, great to connect with all these people that have you see in the chat room and some people that just that quietly that are in the chat room. They don't put in comments regularly, so but they are there and they are supporting the community and they came out and they introduced themselves. It was a great event.
I always end up coming back with a bunch of stuff too. I love that the members are just so
Yeah.
passionate and involved that you got a little gift. Got to give a shout out
Yes,
to
we
Eric.
did.
Eric, one of our
Yes.
long-term members and supporters there. He brought some awesome little etched glass, little I don't know what to call them,
Pitch glass um,
pictures.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
can.
that he went to the Nasdaq headquarters, or sorry, to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Nvidia
Oh,
headquarters and Tesla headquarters, and took some pictures. There you go. It's got a little light up base and everything for it,
yeah.
and
It's got
yeah,
a
so
little light up base here. It's
it's
sitting on my
pretty
desk
cool.
right now.
I had another
Yeah.
member where she said I had been talking about all the coins and change I had from around the world. And she said, "Well, let me update your collection," and brought me $100 from Hong Kong and said, "Here's a fresh new $100 bill from Hong Kong that I can add to my
Cool.
collection." So I'm like, "Oh,
Nice.
handed me money," but it was
All
awesome.
right.
So I appreciated the thought. It was pretty good. And yeah, and other members that were I was wearing a shirt on stage that a member had given me that you guys might be familiar with, right? Where I said I keep my dad jokes in a database. Since I was telling the dad jokes, I got to wear the dad joke shirt. So that was pretty awesome. Look at
Yeah.
that. There's
Well,
Andrew.
yeah.
There's the in the aftermath of the party. Is there like bottles and garbage all over the place, Andrew? Did we leave it a mess?
Good morning, everybody.
No thanks. Well, it's, he has a house cleaning. Excuse me. He has a house cleaner, so it's all good.
Have to tip the house
We're
cleaner
not
extra
worried about it.
well after this week.
Yeah.
Right. Good
Man,
morning, everybody.
GRI
Can you guys hear me?
Good
seems to be
morning.
the low float.
We can see you and hear you,
Yeah.
Andrew.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Everything is great. My place is nice, clean. Not a problem at all. Um, what was that? IPO yesterday was crazy. What was the
NMAX.
IPO?
Newsmax. Yeah.
NMAX.
NMNX? No,
Okay,
NMAX.
hello.
Yeah.
NMAX.
MAX. Yeah.
Jesus, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
OKLO is kind of popping up here. It's at yesterday's high right now. GRI is the low float du jour, apparently. 500,000 shares in the float.
All right, gentlemen, we're getting close to the open here. I'm going to let you two take over. So take us through the
Okay.
open, Brian and Andrew.
I
Awesome.
don't
Thank you
know.
so much, sir.
Yeah, this could be an interesting day. Tesla looks like it's getting some bids. And AMD and Nvidia look a little bit weak. I don't know. Don't know. Can anybody hear me? I don't know if we lost it. Have we lost connection? Hello? Can you hear me? Anybody? Hello?
Right,
Brian,
guys.
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, this NMAX is crazy. Newsmax. What does this company do?
It's just a center right news organization that I don't know, seems to have gone public. I think it started out at about $10 and now it just
Yes.
ripped yesterday and it's continuing the move today. Wow. And this GRI is nuts.
IONQ is also interesting. Um, IONQ
Hmm.
is interesting.
I don't know what is going to happen today. Nvidia seems a little bit weak going into the open. Of course, we've got one more. We've got tomorrow for the Rose Garden event, so we shall see what happens. But right now, we'll just see what happens at the open. PLTR is selling off. Wow, AMD is really selling off now. What time is it? Here we go. Ding, ding, ding.
Their market is
Here we
open,
go. Ding, ding,
guys.
ding.
The casino is open. Remember, no crying in the casino. So Tesla is selling off. Tesla is pretty weak now. Tesla is pretty weak. Let's see. Let's see what it is doing now. It's bouncing back. Tesla. Let's see potentially opening range break up on it. The LTR is doing nothing. NMAX, no volume.
As long as some GRI.
Right. What is that one?
Oh man. Oh wow. Okay. I'm
Halted.
out partial on not GRI. Looks like it's going to get halted here at 10:42. That's nice and
Tesla's
good.
going to go long. I'm long TSL 1004. Tesla is repeating. Tesla says squeeze candlestick at 932.
Guys,
Hold.
I'm trading a low float, which I don't usually do, but that was just too juicy.
Tesla is a now very nice squeeze. 1 minute win range breakup. 266.35. I'm long TSLL at 1004. Yeah, this is a very nice squeeze on Tesla, and the candlestick is super. Adding a little bit more on TSLL at 1005. Let's see if this, again, this candlestick is very, very interesting on, yeah, so see that candlestick, this is a super important candlestick. Guys, you can see my screen. It's a very, very important candlestick. You can see it on my chart. I just marked it. See, very, very, very bullish candlestick. LTR is also popping up. SPY and Qs, both of them are ripping.
That's coming back up. Yeah. NVIDIA's coming up.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice squeeze. Again, I'm long through TSLL. PLTR also popped up. The whole market is ripping. That's good. Sorry, Tesla. Yeah, SPY is ripping too as well.
It was interesting. I traded GRI, but we're in a halt. All right, really? We're in a halt right now.
Right. Oh shit, Tesla is dropping.
Yeah, I almost went short there, but I didn't want to because you were so confident about being long. And there are some bids to the upside. It might bounce here because we're back at the VWAP on Tesla. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm short some Tesla here just at the failure.
Damn. Yeah, you're right. It did drop on Tesla.
It's going to come back up, maybe.
That was a great pop at the minute number 2. I didn't partial, unfortunately, on TSLL. So now I'm getting a stop out at 992. I got to stop that on Tesla at TSLL at 992. That was a great pop, but
Still holding my short on Tesla now. Just keep covering some. See where it's going to go. Here we go. That's nice. Nice. Yes. Okay, as usual, I'm trading options, 265s.
SPY's coming back up.
Here we go. You love you, Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla is wow.
Love you, Tesla.
Your eyes hold it on island Qs, no volume. NMAX, no volume now.
Excellent.
What's NVIDIA doing?
Oh,
Wow,
yes. Ooh. All right. Absolute beauty. Beauty. Just selling some more puts at 13. There's a pool of liquidity there. That's I think we're going to get into at 260. Let me refresh the room. It seems to be frozen for me. I think, yeah.
So, yeah, so nothing for me yet. I didn't really partial on TSLL. It was a really nice pop, but I didn't partial. So we'll see what the market is doing, giving us TMF bonds are going up. TLT is 91 again.
Here we go. We're going to get into these 260s now, are we? Come on. Can you hear me, Andrew?
Yeah, I can hear you, Brian.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, my room's frozen. The room's frozen for me. I can't see any comments. There
Tesla's
we
gonna
go.
go
There's
red.
there's that flush into the 260s on Tesla.
Wow, Tesla's gonna go red, yeah.
It's
Hey,
coming down to PDC. It's going to bounce here. So I'm all out of these calls or puts, I should say. It may bounce. Let's see where it bounces to. If we get a bounce, if we get a move back up to the moving averages, might short it again. Q's 5 bouncing back.
oh, got halted on the way down.
With
And
GRI.
Geo. NMAX, the volume is coming. NMAX might get yeah, NMAX is getting halted. Here we go. Starting on NMAX. NMAX, what's the float on it? I don't have it on the scanner. NMAX.
All right. Back. Almost a perfect bounce on Tesla off PDC. Now we're at moving averages and coming up to the VWAP here. Could be a good place to go short.
So NMAX is running up. Tesla is coming back up.
Yeah, it's right.
Interesting.
VWAP. Scary place to go long.
I'm gonna get another long on TSLL here. Let me see if Tesla
We can
actually I'm not
short it
sure.
a bit here just at that VWAP just to see what kind of a pullback you get on Tesla.
See if the market is holding the VWAP. So I'm getting another long on TSLL at 982.
You're short, I'm long, or vice versa.
You're
You
shorting the
might be right.
Tesla.
Yeah, you
It
might
looks
be
like the
right.
market
I
is
think
bouncing back
it's gonna break
to
out above the
the
VWAP. Yeah. I'm out of that.
Yeah, Smith, I'm also long on Tesla. Looks like see if we can actually close this above the VWAP. If it closes above the VWAP, might go 265, 266. And max.
See what happens next. See what happens next.
Let's see if Tesla can
Stay above the VWAP now.
yeah. Depending on the cues in market as well. The cues are trying to stay above the VWAP.
Dropping again.
News at 9:45. What's the news? Oh, any data coming out?
Mm.
Matt is sharing that. We have Jolt's opening number. ISM manufacturing. Good, yeah. The PMI.
Yeah, what do we have coming up here? We've got 9:45. We do have some S&P manufacturing PMI 10. We have ISM manufacturing PMI and job openings.
All right, let's see. Qs are holding above the VWAP and with SPY. Let's see if Tesla can come back above the VWAP. If it closes above the VWAP, I might actually add more on it. Adding a little bit more on it right now at 994. Tesla looks like it's going for opening range break up. Qs are trying to break the 468.
Wow, yeah, what a move on GRI.
And LGO, yeah, I got halted again. Jesus.
Yeah,
Wow.
to the downside now. Yeah, I don't usually trade those low floats, but that looked really positive for a pop at the open. OKLO is coming back up. I was talking to one of our traders who had a long-term position in OKLO, so hopefully she's happy this morning. It's coming back up a bit anyway. RBLX, yeah. What's RBLX doing? You like
NMAX is
dropped at
out
the
of
opening. Wow.
NMAX is out of halt. Again, he got halted on the way down this time.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right, let's see if Tesla can hold the VWAP. Open range
Something's
breakout.
going on with OKLO.
Meta is slowly grinding up.
Yeah, Meta's making a move. I can't believe how much Meta sold off. Try sharing my screen again.
Max is crazy,
People
guys. Just
look at bookmap. Yeah, MGLO. Oh, is what's MGLO doing? Someone else in the room was showing me they had MGLO.
EQ.
MGO. MGO. Yeah, it looked like I told them. If I were them, I would sell half. But we don't give financial advice, but it had really just run up a lot. I think Jared was trading in MLGO at one point. Excuse me. Oh, you're right. And Meta hit that wall. OKLO still looks strong. It looks like it's going to try to break out. Must be some news on it, maybe. Hmm. Could be this valuation. I'm thinking maybe it's this valuation
TQQ is ripping
that
highs. I wanted to go to long TQQ. Yeah, Qs are gonna go green. Wow, very
yeah.
nice.
So is a
Yeah,
SPY. A big pop
yeah,
up on the
Tesla.
SPY.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tesla is. Yeah, trying to sell some covered calls on TNA, but I missed it now. Let's see if TQQ. Yeah, TQQ's went green. Yeah, SPY might
Yeah,
go
the
green as well.
Qs are green. The only thing is that yesterday's high is very close to where we went out on the Qs. So we're up into an area. We might see some resistance.
Yeah, perfect. So now TSLL is coming up. So again, I had one loss on it, trying to get one more pop on it so I can partial.
PLTR is trying to go green here. Things are green. Things are greening up. Meta looks like it's going to try to break out here too.
So that was a nice pop on Qs. Hey guys, you can see my chart. You can see my trades. If you look at my screen, if you switch to my screen, should be able to see my screen. Sitting here. Let's see. Hmm.
Things are getting fuzzy. Fuzzy wuzzy. There we go. Man, I came over to your place last night and I never sat in the couch.
Yeah, that's
The red velvet couches. I forgot to sit in them. Check them out.
check the red couch.
Yeah.
There was a lot of members were last night in my place. It was really, really nice. Hmm. The famous couch.
Tesla kind of chopping now sideways, not doing much. There are some big orders sitting at 260, 260, 266-ish, 268, 270.
So let's see. Let's see what is happening with Tesla.
Yeah, kind of. It's stuck in a range here right now. Seems to be holding. And then the Qs and the SPY seem to be holding up here right now. Qs look like they may want to go higher. No positions for me right now. I had one really good trade on low float GRI and short Tesla at the open there. The Tesla's retesting some moving averages now. VWAP. Yeah, here we go. It's dropping again. No positions for me. I'm looking at Tesla thinking maybe it's a short, but don't know. Don't think so.
I'm still holding this TSLL. I'm kind of losing my hope on it. I didn't partial anything at 10:05. I should have. Average on TSLL is 997, somewhere around here.
Tesla just may end up chopping around the view app here and see.
Max is going up. SPY is making an ABCD pattern above the VWAP. Qs are just Inmax now. The volatility came down on Inmax. It's crazy. Yesterday, IPO on Inmax was crazy.
Hmm.
So Matt, manufacturing PMI came higher than expected.
Hmm. It's a really ugly spread on NMAX. It's tough. It'd be tough to trade that. It's really
Solid.
jerky too. Oh my God. Yeah. Stay
Stop.
away. It's horrible.
Of
GRI.
GO.
Man, GRI just gave up the ghost.
Jesus, what's happening with these penny stocks in these low float stocks? It's crazy.
Yeah. Nvidia's back on and in the red again. Or are we now? 8.
I'm gonna get a stop out on Tesla again here. Seems that the market really doesn't have any momentum to the upside.
No.
Unless at 10 a.m. Something comes up, but yeah, definitely doesn't seem that there's much momentum. Yesterday was really good during the live trading. Yesterday, we had some
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really good trading. Yesterday was amazing, actually. The whole rally after that.
Yeah. We had a really nice rally. I sold some puts on the SPY, collected the premium on those at the end of the day. Should have been a little more aggressive.
Yeah, there's not much
And,
real
and
volatility.
see where Nvidia's going.
VDL looks like it wants to go back down.
Maybe.
EQQ staying above the VWAP. Qs are staying above the VWAP. Things are getting ready maybe for a small volatility at 10. Tesla.
That was bouncing back. Yeah, it's pretty choppy. Still waiting for a range break. Q's bouncing back a bit.
Yeah, Qs are coming up above the. Qs are might go back green again. So some volatility is
Hmm.
happening right now. 10. Okay, see, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom. Let's see what the Benzinga says.
See what happens here.
See if the dust settle down. Matt is getting the information. Job openings are lower.
It's
So it's
not
bad.
surprising.
All right, so job opening is lower. Um,
We'll see if the market thinks that's a good idea or good or bad. One
yeah,
of the
let's see if the
two.
good news is bad news is bad news or bad news is good news.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See how the see if the market likes this news or not.
I'm still long on TSLL. See what's going to happen. Um,
Could short some Nvidia.
Volumes didn't really change that much on SPY and Qs.
Sure. Let's see. Where are we going here? Come on. Come on, Nvidia. Come on down. Come on down. Here we go. Here we go. A little bit more. A little bit more.
I'm gonna
That's
get
it.
stopped out on
That's
my
it.
TSLL, guys. I'm gonna get stopped out
Here
on my
we
TSLL.
Here we go. That's a girl. That's a girl. Stuck. Covered. Sold some puts. It was long the original long puts, 108s. Let's see what we do here. We're at low of day on Nvidia right now, so
In VDA.
SPY is looking like it might. It's at low of day again. See if it starts to break down here. 5,600 on the SPY SPX.
J seeing the scanner as well. What was the news on JJ earning?
No, there was something. What was the news? I heard some news about it. I can't remember what it was. Um, Peter probably went over it in the open.
So I had two loss on Tesla. Let's see what Tesla is doing now. Yes, TSLL stopped me out. Comes back up. Qs are coming back up. All right, I'm gonna get back on TSLL 988. Looks like the market is. TQQ is coming back up too. Gonna get some long TQQ as well. 5681. Let's see if you can actually go red to green on TQQ. Keep the long on the market. Oh, that's a bad news for J&J.
Yeah, there's something about them denying some bankruptcy strategy to get out of these talc settlements. Interesting. Wow, that was a big rejection off the moving average on Nvidia and Tesla. SPY dropped again. Rejection from the VWAP. Just waiting for this thing for the SPY. The SPY is trying to hold this level right here. Market really choppy.
QQQ comes above the VWAP. Yeah, market is really, really choppy. American airlines are in the airlines are setting off. Why airlines are setting off? American Airline, Delta.
I don't know. Not pretty sure.
I had so far 2 trades on Tesla negative. Travel to US is down big. Dollars. Huh? Wow.
This feels like the market wants to go lower.
American airline is down to $10. Wow. Okay, so market is selling off. I'm gonna get a stop out at TQQ.
Okay, I just shorted SPX with a put, 5,600 put. Oh, bingo. Here we go. Oh, nice. Man, you gotta be so confident in taking these trades. Just got a $5 move on that put.
Shorting the market, shorting the SPY.
Yeah, shorted SPX with a 5,600 put. Nice Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it looks untradeable to me. I don't know. Just like the bid ask just jumps all over the place. Couple bucks. Tesla's kind of hanging in there. It hasn't really done much.
See what's happening with wow, really. In today, in terms of my trading style, we didn't really get anything.
Right.
What's Qs doing? Qs are hanging over there.
Qs are sitting at Qs are at their low of day right now. Or very close anyway.
Yeah, Mesmo, I'm not sure why those videos are not available. I'm looking into that. But if you can email me, we'll also look into that. You should be able to see those videos. Maybe there is an issue with our education center. So the market, yeah, it's going down now. Tesla, yeah, I'm long is still through TSL, but that one is also not. So now things
How's
are really
how's
going downhill.
everyone's day so far? Oh wow.
I'm yeah, I got to stop that on TSLL. It's just negative, super negative. I gotta stop down on TSLR. So 3 trades on TSLR and lost for me. Just doesn't work.
It's just really Tesla's just one of those days that's really quite choppy, and you just never know with Tesla if it's going to be a nice trending day or if it's going to be a chop fest until we get into it. Market's still selling off here. Trying to hold this level. Where are we on the SPY? Wow, $40 on this put now. Yeah, Tesla's it's getting annoying today. Gary, you were holding down the fort for us while we're in Vancouver. Yeah, Jared was too. I know Jared was on deck and in the bullpen. He was doing everything, coaching. Yeah, big shout out to Jared who covered for a lot of the gaps that were left by all our moderators being in Vancouver. Although we were disappointed, Jared didn't actually make it. Had to change his plans, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. I was we wrapped up yesterday. I went on and just for a small part of the close because it was kind of noisy. Couldn't stay on. People were all leaving and lots of goodbyes. So, but yeah, Jared was there holding down the fort. Oh, look at this! Look at the SPY sell off. I am still holding one SPX put. Where are we going here? Down to S3, 553 on the SPY, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I know. Would have been nice to have Jared at the summit too. There's the infamous red velvet couch where unspeakable things happened last night. Red shoe tigers. Yeah. Danny. No, it's not that kind of a community. Okay, well, it looks like we might be trying to, at least we're trying to hold here at this sort of 554 level on the SPY. NVIDIA bouncing back again. And Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's bouncing back here. Let's just see, what does that look like on?
Hello, Brian.
I
Can you
think
hear
the type of
me,
day
Brian?
it's going to be, we're just we're still everybody's obviously waiting for this big Rose Garden event,
Oh,
Liberation Day.
okay. The room can hear me. Brian can't.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you can. All right, hello. I just wanted to join on. We're gonna cut the finish up with our friends on YouTube. So thank you everybody for joining us this
All right.
morning. We'll get back to regular programming as we said over the next couple of days as everybody gets back after their big event here in Vancouver. So great, great fun, but throws everything off a little bit. So thank you for bearing with us.
Yeah.
We'll be back, as said, probably more regular tomorrow, starting tomorrow, and then through the rest of the week. So take care on YouTube. Obviously, our live trading activities will continue in the chat room. Thanks, guys.
Great. Thank you, Peter. Thanks, Carlos,
Thanks, Brian.
for your